you were teaching in the community. So what, give us the who, the what, the where, and the why. Not the why, the who, the what, and the where are you teaching?
I'm getting back into teaching since radio doesn't look like there's any full-time openings and I want to stay in the area. In between my first time when I was let go in 2011 and then coming back into Philadelphia in 2018, 19, I was teaching and I'm looking to get back there or other places. I was teaching in Camden at a charter school called Leap Academy. I was teaching history and business classes, and they liked that I came from the private sector and I could give my view on just business and marketing and things of that nature. So that's why I took that job. And it looks like I may go back there again, just trying to see what's going on with the teaching and education arena.
Yeah, and you said it. I don't like to say you've been out of radio for because you haven't been out. Of course, that's the nature of the world right now is job cuts were made and things happen, but sadly I hope for your sake and others that things will rebound. So you were teaching at Leap Academy in
Yeah.
Camden. So
Yes.
tell us, you said history and business. So tell us a little bit what that was like.
It was a great experience. The kids, awesome. What's interesting is that after the kids graduated, I'm friends with many of them on social media, and I see them out and about when I'm going to different stores, and they're in college now and they're working, and I meet up with them. And I feel like hopefully I made a difference in their life. They made a difference in my life. It was a great experience for me. I also coached basketball there, and I love that. And it was just awesome just to know that every day on a daily basis, even if you don't think you are as a teacher, you are making a difference in someone's life. And there could be that aha moment later. And I've had a couple of students come up to me after or give me notes saying, sorry I was this way, but I realized and you made me realize and thank you. And that's just unbelievable. That just makes you feel like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah, like you said it, like they knew they knew they made mistakes in the
Yeah.
beginning, but now they're coming forward and they're saying, "I'm sorry,
And
I, yeah,
that's life, Jacob. Everyone, no one's perfect. I've had those moments myself where later I think, wow, I should have done this, I should have done that. And I learned, everyone learns from situations. And you have to just be thankful for what you have and give back. And I appreciate you uh, having me on for the Autism Telethon because it's a very important cause. And more money is needed for research and development. And I hope that people who are viewing today can give money and help in the situation.
yes, and I thank you for coming on, Dan, and you know this. The the point is not only, which of course we're going to do tonight and other stories, we're we're not only here to raise awareness, but we're here to show people from all walks of life. I've had,
Absolutely.
I've had teachers come on. You're not the first teacher that I've had come on. Uh, and and every what do they say? Everyone has a story, and it's true.
Yeah.
uh, People in autism, this will be viewed all across the country. So people can say, oh, look at him. He taught at a charter school in Camden and was a radio DJ for in the Philadelphia market prior to that. I mean, people are I mean, and that's the point of this show, though. You want to open up eyes and broaden people's perspectives because not everyone sees or grasps the whole picture.
Absolutely. And what I've learned in life is that you have to put good out into the world because there are so many terrible things happening in the world. And if you want to change things, you can be a part of the change, put that good out in the world and help other people. Because when you help other people, it just makes you feel tremendous. Some people might not think that, but really, you see the good that you do put out there and it helps folks. And you're like, wow, okay. And your life is better because you've helped someone else. And you never know when you need help. So that's not the reason why you should do good, but put good out there. People need it.
Exactly. Put good out there. Show the world what you have to offer.
Yes.
And for those of you that are viewing this tonight, you've seen the different people we've had come on. You've seen the interviews I've given. You're coming from the bottom. Starting from the bottom. Some of these people, and you've heard their stories. You've heard what they're expecting, and look at them. Some of them are going on to college and getting jobs and doing whatever their passions may be. And and I've said this several times on podcast episodes and another thing. Look at what the person can do and what they're
Yeah.
doing. And don't look at the other what their weaknesses are, or don't look at the negativities or the downfalls of what the issue may be, because I've said this too, Dan, and I'm sure you know this. It is amazing to me the amount of people that have not much of a clue as to what autism is or what a disability is.
Sure.
And you you're you're not no one is alone in this um frame. We're all learning, we're all advocating, and that's the message I'm trying to drive home here, folks. Donate, educate, show the world what we're made of. You know, I've had Michelle Dawn Mooney shared her story. I shared my story. Nick Pittman shared his. You've got people that are here tonight to share what they have, share their experiences. And that's the point of this. We're not here trying to make it sound so sad, but we're trying to drive home the fact, support autism, learn what it's like having someone with a disability, being friends with someone that has a disability.
I like the point that you said that no one is alone. And this is why this is so important that you are doing this telethon, because many folks can feel like, oh, wow, I'm the only one and I'm alone and no one understands I'm going through and I need some help. You're not alone. And we're showing by helping out that you're not alone.
Yeah, and you're not like I'm gonna use a line from Jerry Lewis's MDA telethon. You'll never walk alone. And he's right. You'll never walk alone. Look at all the people that are viewing this tonight, people donating from all across the country. I've encouraged it, I've pushed it. Let's make it happen. Let's see what can happen. We've seen the advances of technology. We've seen the advances in medicine. I bet you in the 1980s and Dan, you can go along with this. No, I don't think many people knew what autism was.
You're right. But now with advancements and people speaking up more, it's necessary for everyone to find out what it is and how they can help.
Right, and in the open of tonight's telethon, we talked about how Faces for Autism was started. We talked about how the organization was started. The what has happened with autism over the years. A lot has happened. Studies have been done. Medication has been brought out.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'll jump into your radio career for just a second. So for those that don't know you, of course, I know your radio career because I had you on my show as one of the first guests. Give people like a sense of where you started, where you came from.
Well, first, I have to tell everyone that's doing right now, this young man, Jacob Hackett, he loves radio and he knows so much about radio and knows so many people in radio. And that's what radio needs, is that love, because you could agree with this, Jacob. It's in your blood. Once you start getting into radio, you want to keep doing it. So I started in college. I don't know. I'll stand up for a second. Seton Hall University is where I went to, and I was on the college radio station there. And I knew before I attended the school that I wanted to be on the air. I always was fascinated by radio, that voice that could go anywhere and everywhere. And after the great training at Seton Hall University and the fine college radio station that they still have today, I worked down on the Jersey Shore in Ocean County. I worked in Hartford, Connecticut, and I was fortunate enough to come back to the area after Connecticut, and I wanted to work in either New York or Philadelphia. And I was on in Philadelphia on B101 in Philadelphia for 18 years. I was on Light FM in New York City for almost 10 years. And I was on The Breeze in Philadelphia for about 2 years. And currently, hopefully getting back in, just circumstances and how radio has happened now. And I'm hanging in there. I know it's a cliche and it's an old adage, but this goes with life, work, radio, autism, whatever you are dealing with right now. The whole thing is everyone gets knocked down, but do you get up and you keep moving forward and you keep trying to accomplish your goals? That's the thing. If you get knocked down and you stay down, you're like, I'm tired. I'm not doing this anymore. You're going to stay there. You're the only one that could make it happen and move forward. Yes, other people will help you, but you have to get the ball rolling.
And thank you for that because not sadly, not a lot of people, and I'm not pointing fingers at one particular person, but I think that my generation, they expect, and again, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, but they expect things to be handed to them hand and foot. And let me tell you, and Dan could tell you the same thing, or anyone that has been on here tonight, you are not going to get anywhere in your life if someone hands you thing after thing after thing. Yes, it's nice to get a job, but you are not going to get anywhere if people start handing you things. Oh, no, you have to work at it.
I agree. I said this in my classes in high school for the kids. Whatever profession you're going to be doing. So say, for example, you want to be a banker. You don't walk into a bank and say, hi, how are you? So you're making me the vice president of this bank, right? No, you start as a teller. You work your way up. And anywhere you are, you have to work your way up and garner experience. So you are correct, Jacob.
Yeah, it's not going to come at you like that. You have to work at it. And that's my advice, whether you have autism or anything. It's not coming at you like that. You have to work at it. Dan used a perfect example if you're a banker. You start as a teller and then eventually you'll get to the vice president. Same thing if you want to be a superintendent of a school district. Some of you start as teachers, then you work as principals, and then you work your way up. You automatically don't go, you automatically don't wake up one morning and say, oh, I want to be a superintendent today. No, 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 it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so one last question.
Sure.
I know you've done a tremendous amount of work, just work in the community. Just tell us. I know you've done radio for a long time. Have you done any like charity work with the Bee or the Breeze or anyone?
Yes, I loved working with the American Heart Association. That's very important because they talk about how that's a leading killer of people. The American Cancer Society, all the cancer walks. I wish that they'd bring back. I remember an earlier part of the career at B101. I don't know if you know what Old Newsboys Day was, where we'd sell papers and help out the local charities. The Daffodil Foundation down in Center City, things of that nature. It's always great to get involved in all those great charities and do that. You got to give back. The diabetes, dealing with diabetes and things of that nature.
Right,
All that. When you're in radio and you get that ability to be a voice, you got to use it. And just doing telethons. I can't remember, the memory's going a little, Jacob. I did a telethon in the 1990s, and I just was reminded about it because a fellow broadcaster, Tony Brown, who was on WDAS for 45 years, just passed away yesterday.
right, yeah, yeah.
And I remember doing a telethon, and I remember whatever newscaster came up to me, we were in the phone bank, and they said, how you doing? And I said, how am I doing? I got Tony Brown next to me, and I was just new in Philadelphia. Here's a veteran guy already, and such a nice guy, amazing voice, amazing talent, and just sitting next to him and just talking to him and just being part of that is tremendous. Doing the American Heart Association, they have a thing, and I hope that with COVID hopefully subsiding, they'll start doing it again. It's called Home Runs for Heart, where all media from radio and TV go down to Citizens Bank Park, and you try to hit home runs, and you get people to donate money. And just to be on the field and do that was a tremendous experience. So getting to be a part of that and getting to do different things in the community is always great.
Yeah, and one more note as we wrap this up. That for those of you, and I don't mean to jump off the topic of autism for jumping off the topic of autism for just a second. Working in radio, you get to experience so much.
Yeah.
It's just, like you said, Dan, the home runs for Heart. You get to do Susan Coleman, Philadelphia, Race for the Cure.
For many years, yes, going to the art museum on Mother's Day and doing that was tremendous. And just seeing everyone in pink and survivors, it was amazing. So please, I know you're going to give the information on how everyone who's viewing right now, and you said this is around the world, how they could give to autism. Please, everything counts. Doesn't matter, small amount. We love big amounts, obviously. Whatever you could give, please do.
Yes, whatever you give, please do. Uh, as Dan said, I'm going to give the information to donate right now. Venmo. Uh, you can Venmo us, Faces for Autism. The the number to donate is scrolling down the bottom of the screen. Uh, and you can donate online. I believe there's donation buttons on social media. Please donate. You you could you could save a life. You can donate money to research. There's so much you can do. Please donate. The information scrolling on the screen. Uh, Venmo, as I said, the website www.facesforautism.com. Please donate. Thank you, Dan, so much.
Anytime, Jacob. Always like talking to you. Keep smiling, all right?
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna keep striving home people to donate. Donate. Thank you,
Part of the
Dan.
band.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jacob.
I will.